What up, peeps? Is there like a... Okay. Yay, am I live? I'm just gonna check my phone. Oh, something went on. Just gonna check my phone to make sure audio is okay. Let's see if it's... Oh, an ad. Hi, Baki. How's it going if you're still here? Something went on. Yep. There we go. Okay, is the audio okay? Like, is it echoey? Is it anything really? Is it like, do I have to put headphones in to make it not echoey? Because I can do that, and then where the hell are my headphones? Or earbuds? There they are. So everything's all good. Okay, so what I want to do is do some animations, just because I haven't done any animations in about a month and a half. No, actually a month at this point. So what I'm gonna do is take out that and then put in... There we go. Okay, there is an echo. Okay. I'll plug this in then. Okay, I just plugged in some headphones. Just tell me if that has stopped the echoing. I just bumped the mic. So, tell me if that helped at all. So, what I'm thinking of doing right now is just animating with my Godzilla Earth figure. I should probably get these guys off. These are part of the movie that I'm making right now. Get that guy off. So, probably gonna film with this guy today, like I said. Haven't animated with him at all, even though I've had him for 2 months at this point. So I thought, why not get back into the flow of animation. There's still an echo? Okay. Let's see. Let's see how bad I'm doing this. So, like, how echoey is it? Just so that I have an idea, so that I can, you know, do better, I guess. Okay. Goddamn. So I tried to stream like an hour ago at this point, but they changed their streaming stuff, so you have to have a software, like what do they call it, encoder, to animate, and or not to animate, to stream. And I didn't know that, because the last time I streamed was back when I reached 1,000 subscribers, when I could just hook up my webcam and then I keep saying animate, but then I could just stream just using my webcam, and that was really simple and really nice and convenient. But now they changed it, which is a real dick move. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 5. Okay. Sorry, there's a lag too. So if I see your comment, it's gonna take a little bit for me to read. But okay, it's only good. My health or the stream health. I shouldn't show that. No. Come on. Does this help? Or does this just lower the audio thing? Not into Godzilla, but your stop motions are pretty entertaining. Thank you. Thank you. That's really awesome that even for someone who's not into Godzilla like you, it still manages to be entertaining. So that's kind of all I can ask for. Even if it's like you, someone who isn't huge into Godzilla, then maybe I can get you into Godzilla, then increase the fan base. But Baki, you're into like wrestling and stuff. Aren't you into wrestling or something? Is that better? Hang on, I'm gonna unplug my headphones because I need to hear just how bad. Oh, I have another computer. Hang on. I can plug. Again, this is a learning curve for me. So I have no idea what I'm doing. Better, okay. Oh, that is really bad. Okay, again, this is a learning curve for me. So I have no idea what I'm doing. Better, okay. Christ, what do I do? Okay, audio capture. Is this better? Changing the mic that I'm using, because I think, yeah, I'm using the computer mic. I'm using the computer mic right now, so tell me if that's better than using whatever. Hey GoGeo4, I'm having some technical difficulties to the extreme of all extremes. Apparently there is an echo, and I'm trying to figure out how to make it not bad. So, like I said, right now I'm using the whatever it's called, the computer built-in mic, and so I'll see if that's better. I'm having technical difficulties. No, it's still a little bit echoey. Okay, good. There's no echo? Okay, good. I'll just go with that. I think it sounds a little grainy. I just looked it up on my other computer, and it sounds a little grainy to me, but if it's okay on your guys' end, then I'll just go with it. So, there we go.
set your audio to mono or stereo? I don't know what I did, to be honest. I just put in audio input capture thing, and yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Okay, the audio is better? Okay, good. I'll just go with that. So, in case you're wondering, for the animation software I use, it's called Dragonframe, and it's real good. Captain McKay Random uses it, DGDX Animation uses it. It's even been used for a couple feature-length movies, like Kubo and the Two Strings, I believe, Coraline, a couple other things. So everything sounds good? Okay, good. So yeah, this animation software is called Dragonframe, and it works really well. So if you don't know what it is, basically, I mean, this is the main layout. Over here, there's a oh, I forgot. Damn it! It's using the actual key of the thing. So anyway, the thing on the right is a like this. Hang on. Again, technical difficulties are the best. So there you go. Over here on the right is the X sheet, as they call it. Then here's the timeline. You got a couple functions and stuff. This can put your this button right here puts your image to high res. There's a couple reverse functions, like this is reverse play. Then this you can toggle or switch between two frames that you have selected. It's really great. Then over here you have some more functions that I don't normally use. Then, I mean, that's kind of it. You do have some composition stuff in this area here, and then you have audio input stuff here that you can just do some basic audio stuff in it. So, and then back onto the main screen, this is the FPS setting. I animate at 24 FPS. I have been for about 6 months at this point. And then this gauge right here is what's called onion skin or onion layer, sort of like Shrek. And what it does is that, just take a quick picture. What it does is that it does a little bit of a ghost effect. You can see my hand is is blocking Godzilla Earth here, but you can still see the figure. What you can, the figure that you see is the previous frame, and then my hand is the live image. So you can see just how much and how little you actually moved it. So yeah, Kubo isn't too interesting, but it looks amazing. Yeah, it's a really great movie visually and just technically, and I liked the story itself. So, but yeah, so like I said, this onion skin or onion layer function is really great because it shows you just how much or how little you actually move the figure. So if you're doing, or if you're trying to keep a consistent motion, then you can make sure that the movements that you animate aren't too drastic or too insignificant. So, no, that's my phone. And yeah, it's really great. Honestly, it definitely helps when you have characters. Let's just say like Goku or Batman or Iron Man or whatever. That have multiple hands or faces that you have to change out, or hands that you have to change out. it's just really convenient because you can see whether or not you bumped the figure or bumped the set or bumped another figure, and then you can move it back pretty accurately to the actual previous frame, to what it was before you bumped the figure. So I actually noticed his face is not quite in focus. So there we go. That's better. Nice figure, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, Godzilla Earth is a really good design in my opinion. And I mean, it is a little bit of a rip-off of 2014. Just, I mean, the general build of it is very 2014-esque, and then I think it's got a little bit of the Heisei era in the spines in terms of the arrangement, not the actual shape, but it's I like the design a lot. Let's look at the comments quickly. It's sometimes called an onion skin, others do previous trim. Yeah, there's a bunch of different names for it. I actually, for a few months, called it the ghost layer or something, because it sort of looks like a ghost is there, but that's a little stupid. But I forgot to mention with Dragon Frame, you do get, depending on the one that you do get a little keypad for animation, so you don't actually have to touch the camera. So you can do just basic play. This is the button to take photos. These are the buttons that operate the onion skin, back and forth. This isn't plugged in, but back and forth. Like toggle, previous frame, a couple other things too. So it's actually really great. So get that back in like that. Actually, keep going. They say never touch the camera while animating, and that is 100% true. So there you go. Close enough. That's one thing you have to understand about animation, is that you have to learn when something is good enough, because then if something isn't good enough, then there's something that you can redo or keep trying to do again, and that can lead to you not having a project that you like, or not finishing a project because you're so particular about how something looks. And so you kind of have to learn when something is good enough, just so that you can move on with the project. Am I into wrestling? Not really, but watching Captain McKay's live streams have definitely educated me on wrestling, in terms of like who wrestlers are, what some events are, like SmackDown or Raw or WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure SmackDown and Raw aren't events; they're wrestling channels, I'm pretty sure. But I mean, I can enjoy some wrestling. After the John Oliver on wrestling, or on WWE, I sort of had a little less interest in wrestling than before. But it's just sort of something I never grew up watching either. I grew up watching soccer more than anything. So like the World Cup, the Euro, what else? Copa America, whatever it's called. Whatever people call it. The Premier League a little bit. the German clubs. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, anything like that is something I grew up watching. Open his mouth a little bit. So. One thing about animation that I'm not too big about is just the recognition that I think animation deserves. Not because I'm doing it, and that means I should get recognition for it, but just the. I don't think a lot of animations or animators get a lot of attention for just the grueling work that animation is. Which clubs are you a fan of? I'm a PSG fan. Not sure what that is. Like, are you talking about in like the Godzilla community, like the X Plus group on Facebook or something? Or are you like Oh, sorry, no, that's dumb of me. Not Godzilla. Like soccer league. Yeah. Arsenal, I like. That's in the Premier League. That's an English team. And then I like Bayern München from Germany. So teams like those, BVB or Borussia Dortmund, I like. BVB are teams that I like. And yeah, I also kind of have to support the U.S. team, especially the women's team. Now they've won 2 World Cups in a row. Yeah, so I've fallen out of wrestling a bit, but I'm still very much into the figures. I don't keep up with Raw or SmackDown or anymore, and haven't watched a full episode. And I'm thinking about getting a figure or two. I'm probably not going to get, like a whole room full of Mattel or Jakks figures. But I might get that new Bret Hart figure that Captain McKay just reviewed on his channel because I like the way it looks. I like the jacket on it. I think that looks really cool too. So, there we go. I think the execution of the jacket is really good because it's got swappable arms for the jacket, so that it's not just a big plastic like cone almost. Arsenal, nice. I'm a Dortmund fan too. Yeah. My sister actually met, or she didn't meet, but she has an autograph from Royce. So she's really into that team too. And part of my love for soccer is just sort of the fact that I was born into a family that likes soccer, or at least, two sisters that like soccer. So it's sort of a family. Yeah, if you're not into wrestling and more into the action figures, pick up the Elite Editions. You would appreciate them more. Yeah. I'm not too what's the word? I'm not too knowledgeable in the lines of wrestling. Oops, bumped my stand. But I'm not too knowledgeable in the names or lines of the wrestling figures. It's just sort of, yeah, that figure looks cool. I like Bret Hart, or I like Shawn Michaels, or Chris Jericho is cool, something like that. One figure I need to find of a wrestler is Don Fry, because I want to make a custom Don Fry, whatever it's called. Oh, Norton. A custom Captain Gordon figure from Final Wars, because I think that would be really cool. Take a maybe like an Undertaker body, because that's um, an all white onesie or one piece thing, and then put the Don Fry head on, and then like just a brown trench coat or something. I think that would be pretty cool. They are making an Ultimate Edition of Shawn Michaels. Awesome. Yeah, Shawn Michaels. I like, and then Bret Hart. I keep mentioning Bret Hart, but he's just really, from what I've seen of him and people's, people's comments about him is just that he's such a great, down to earth guy, and while he still loves wrestling, or at least the sport of wrestling, he understands the dangers of it and is trying to, oh, God damn it, my phone, is trying to get, things done to protect, wrestlers in the ring, and I think that that's really good because, it just, that's my spiel on it. But so, oh, by the way, I'm actually next Thursday, so the 3rd, I'm gonna go see Joker. So it comes out on the 6th of October, but the theater that I'm by, or that's in my area, is showing it like 3 or 4 days before the 6th. So I'm actually going to be seeing it on October 3rd. So I'm really excited because Joker, along with Infinity War, or not Infinity War, Endgame, and then King of the Monsters, was one of my most anticipated. Was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. So I'm definitely excited to see it. And just judging by what critics have said, and the fact that it won some Venice Film Festival, I think just gives it a lot more, legitimacy, I guess, that a superhero movie about a low budget superhero movie too. It's only got, the budget's only like $55 million. Let's see. But that a low budget superhero movie can be such a a big hit, such a powerhouse in terms of like critical, I guess, success. Commercial success we'll have to wait for, but I'm assuming it's going to be commercially successful just based on the hype. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay. Well, we'll be waiting for you. So, yeah, Joker. I think Joaquin Phoenix is definitely a great choice to play the Joker. I haven't seen too much of his movies, but from what I have seen, yeah, from what I've seen in the trailers and the movies that I have seen him in, I think he's definitely a great choice to play Joker. And also the story sounds interesting. A failed comedian, just going absolute AWOL. So, let's take a gander down memory lane and look at what we've done in the past 5-ish minutes. So, it's not great, but it's something. One thing I generally do, and this is more for humanoid characters like Goku or Batman, is that I will sort of act out what I want to happen. So if they're going from just a neutral stance to like a ready for battle stance, sort of like a battle pose or something, I'll act out the motion and then record it on my phone so that I can get a better idea of what it looks like so I'm not just sort of winging it on the spot. So it looks, like I said, a little bit more natural and just better, because that's one thing I need to work on. Is just doing a lot more natural movements and things like that. Cool. So one thing about this Godzilla Earth figure that I wish they had done a little bit better was increase the range on the jaw. It is pretty limited in the actual range of motion. Like, I mean, this is all it gets. I mean, this is all it gets, you know, compared to the 62 I have here, or a lot of the other figures. You know, they have a huge range of motion, but yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but it's still a great figure nonetheless. Move them that way. One thing about animation that's kind of funny is that I animate something with such like laser focusedness. Right, I focus on like one shot, and then when it comes to remembering if I moved the left or the right foot, I have to rewatch it, and then sometimes I realize I just animated 2 right foots at a time instead of doing right, left, right, left. It might be right, 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 left, 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 or something like that. You know, I accidentally, you know, it's just it takes so long, and you have to be so focused on it that by the end of the day, you know, you just don't know what you animated. I am mumbling, just so you know. This is not scripted at all. Let's see. One thing I do, especially when a character is moving back and forth, like away from the camera, is that I'll go one frame ahead, and then I'll just do some quick autofocus, just quick manual focusing, so that right now it's focused on 64's or 62's head, which is the part I want to focus on, at least for this little snippet. A lot of people actually don't like this 62 figure. I don't know why. I think it's a really great figure. I mean, I do have both versions of the 62, of the Monstarts and the NECA. And out of the two, I don't know which one I prefer, honestly. I think the NECA is definitely a great figure for the price, and as an American figure, you know, American figures don't really have the greatest reputation in terms of suit accuracy and likeness to the actual Godzilla suit or monster suit. I think they did a really damn good job. I think the greatest atrocity NECA has done for Godzilla was the prototype for the 85 figure, because that was a doozy. But I'm glad that got fixed, because that's actually, I think, a genuine great sculpt by NECA. one thing I actually haven't tried to animate with at all is my Ghidorah 2019 figure. I haven't tried to animate with that at all just because it's so like heart attack inducing. You know, the wings are so big, the body, it's super top heavy just because of the necks and the tiny feet. You know, and one of the tails keeps popping out of the socket, which isn't a big deal for me because I can just pop it right back in. But it's just really nerve-wracking to move it because, you know, I paid a lot of money for it and I don't want it to break. But yeah, I might animate with that later today, actually, maybe during the stream, because I think that'll be fun. Baki is back. Hooray. So if you have seen my channel update video I did at the beginning of September, I did say that school is going to be kind of a pain just because I just get a lot of homework. Just because I get a lot of homework and it's really actually, what's the word, super burnout. It really drains a lot of creative energy that I have because it just takes so much time, and then I haven't been able to animate because of the homework. So this is a really great chance for me to animate because I have today off from school. And I won't be animating the thing I have been working on for the past almost 7 months now, just because I want to keep that as top secret as possible, because I want to keep it interesting. Don't want to give people too many ideas of what I'm doing for the movies. Focus on the face a little more. There we go. That just bumped the camera. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, good. So we'll take a quick gander at what we've done. So yeah, just 75 frames, so that's a little under 3 seconds. Or a little over 3 seconds, my bad. So, you know, a quick little fight, a little tussle between Godzilla Earth and 62. And honestly, I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, you know, I've only been animating for about 15 or 20 minutes at this point. And yeah, it's not too bad. The lighting is consistent, which is good. I could work on maybe focusing more on the figures, but other than that, looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I think I'll do, let's see, I think I might do Goku. I think it'll be a good subject. So, the next thing I'll be animating, I think, will be my SH Figuarts Goku Saiyan Race on Earth, just because it's a good figure and I want to animate with him. So I'll put aside Godzilla. And then, one thing you should always have if you're animating humanoid characters is some stick tack, like a poster tack, because what this will do is that it will anchor the feet of your figure onto the ground. And since Goku is a very like animated character, he's you know, he fights a lot, he moves his feet a lot, and you know, he does a lot of things with his arms as well. You know, animating a character like that is a little bit difficult if you don't have that. So all you have to do is put on some sticky tack on the bottom of its feet, and then push down to make sure that it has a good connection. And then presto, you have a good shot. Just move that over like that. So, also, one thing, if you're like me, you keep the boxes so that you can keep the display tray, and then you can keep the accessories in there and keep them from bouncing around and stuff. So, what I think I'll do is do something similar to my first 24 FPS test. Let's see. Yank off his bangs. Like that. And then I think we'll start off with a happy Goku. I sound like Bob Ross for a second. So, Goku's all happy. Then, let's see. I do have a Vegeta figure, but he is displayed. Goku was not. So I just decided to get Goku instead. That'll be good. So just start off with a basic frame that you can build off, and then just, I don't know, just animate whatever you want. I think I'll put his hand waist in sort of a Superman pose almost. So this is where that onion skin function comes in. As you can see, the head is a little wonky. There you go, that's better. Honestly, it's a little bit crooked, but it is what it is. Then just keep moving to the next frame. There we go. One thing when you think about it, putting your hands up to your waist, that you bring them up and then you sort of bring them out a little bit too, and then you sort of place them onto your waist. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind if you're doing humanoid figures like this or humanoid characters like this, that you have to make it seem like the actions you're doing are realistic. So, in terms of kicking, making sure that you don't stop the foot once it hits the thing you're trying to kick, and making sure that you follow through with the kick or whatever motion it is. It's not illustrated all too well on this, but you can see the hands come up, and then on this frame the arm goes out a little bit, then they come back in. The left one, his left arm went out a little bit too far, but this is just a test, so I'm not too worried about it. Then actually what I can do is cheat a little bit, drag out the frames, then we'll make Goku a little bit madder. He's just concentrated. There we go. There we go. Now we can just do, okay. Goku, yep. I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. Only seen the first season of Dragon Ball Z, but I have seen the entirety of Dragon Ball, the original one. So, I really like the story. I really like the characters too. So like Tien and Piccolo and Vegeta, I really like. I like characters that are evil and then they turn good. I'm kind of a sucker for those types of characters, because I think that they have a really good depth to them, because they know both sides of the spectrum, I guess. They know the good and the bad. They also, I just think they're cool. Then take off kind of wish they did Goku's faceplates the same way they did Vegeta's, where it includes the hair on the faceplate instead of having separate pieces for the hair and face. Just because it's a lot easier and you lose less pieces. So turn the hands. A really good indicator, especially with Goku here, of whether or not you're tilting the figure or not, is the emblem on the gi, because it's such a fine detail on it instead of just like a wrinkle or crease in the figure. The symbol will allow you to see whether or not you moved the figure too much or too little. I mean, see right here, Goku's kind of doing a little bit of a tilting action. Goku's arms. I don't have a Super Saiyan figure with yellow hair. I don't have the Awakening version or the previous versions, so unfortunately he will not be transforming into Super Saiyan 2, or not Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 1, or 2, or 3, or any of the blue or reds, so, which is unfortunate because I really wanted one of those figures. Like that. And bring his waist back a little bit like that to sort of emphasize the surge of power, I guess. Tilt his hands or his palms sort of inward, because when you do this kind of motion, sort of like powering up motions in anime, they have their palms facing towards them. Is there buffering? Damn it, there is. Is everything all good? Let's see. I just saw that there is some buffering. Is it all good? Nope, it looks good. Okay, good. Phew. Didn't want that to destroy the stream, because that would have been bad. So there we go. I keep looking at the computer I have on the side and then the computer that I'm actually animating on, and then I just see my hands, like, the ghost hands, moving Goku, doing a motion that I'm not actually doing. And I freaked out, and then I realized, oh wait, that's the screen I'm using just to monitor the stream. So we all goof. Oh, Gogio4, if you're still watching. I haven't watched your review on the Ultraman anime that's on Netflix, or at least of the first 4 episodes that you reviewed, just because I haven't read all of the books, which is something I want to do. I have 1 through 11 and waiting to get 12 in a little bit. There goes my phone. But yeah, so I haven't seen your review of the first 4 episodes, but I definitely will check it out once I watch at least the first 4 episodes. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, comment your favorite Dragon Ball character, and then we can discuss it, because I honestly have nothing to talk about. So yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit slow. I don't know why I'm doing it that slowly. So, just gonna boost up the frame rate a little bit. With something like Goku, increasing his power, doing a power boost, I guess, or like going Super Saiyan or something. It's a very quick motion, so doing it this slowly, I don't know why I'm actually doing it, but change the hair or the face, not the hair. There we go. So just imagine an aura of energy and stuff in front of Goku, and his hair is a little bit more spiky and yellow, I guess. So I think my next animation subject will be I don't know. You know what? I'll bring out the big guns. I'll just do Ghidorah. Goku. Side. Since Ghidorah is so big in the first place, I'm gonna have to move some stuff. Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna bring the wings. I'm just gonna do the main. Oh Christ, that's scary. I'm just gonna do the main body. So go. There's King Ghidorah. Put that camera up a little bit, my god. Just, my camera is zoomed out as far as it can go, so in terms of, I guess visibility, it's not too great. Actually, this isn't too bad. So I guess I can do a classic Ghidorah coming out of the Arctic. Actually, this is a figure that would really benefit from some sticky tack on its feet. How many people are watching? 3 people? Awesome. Awesome sauce. So, just move things up. And just go up. If you haven't seen my unboxing video of this guy, I was super stoked when it arrived, because I've been waiting not too long, honestly. I placed the order in February, so this was already like a month after the pre-orders had already began, and so a lot of places were already sold out of Ghidorah, and so Hobbylink Japan was going in and out of stock. So I one day checked out Hobbylink Japan. They had it in stock. I then quickly rushed to place in an order, got placed, and then all of a sudden, 5 months later, almost, it arrived at my house. Despite what all the things people say about this figure, it's really good, at least in my opinion. I don't understand or think they could have done anything much different with the figure, just because it is such a colossal figure. And there you go. Just because it is such a colossal figure, I'm guessing they could have downscaled the figure because it is a little bit too big, I think, compared to Godzilla. I mean, Ghidorah's heads are, I think, the size of Godzilla's head in the actual movie, and the figure is like 3 times the size of Godzilla's head. Did I? Okay, I did. I was just making sure I moved the side heads while still moving the middle head. I have to say, Ghidorah is actually great practice, though, for animating multiple things at once. Just because, you have 3 different heads that you have to worry about, making sure that they all move, maybe even independently of each other, or you're even doing the animation, or you're animating them in unison. But with this Ghidorah in specific, just because it's got different personalities, I think this is actually great practice for doing multiple subjects in one frame or in one shot. If if anyone can actually comment in the chat what your thoughts are on the King of the Monsters movie. So if you are able to chat, mention your thoughts, and we can discuss it, because I'm interested to hear what you guys think about King of the Monsters, just because I just really enjoyed it. Oops. There we go. So like I said, I really liked King of the Monsters a lot, because it was exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to be. You know, I'm one of those people that thinks 2014 was a good movie, or not great, but bordering on great. Sort of that in between. That in between, like, gray area, middle ground. So to have Godzilla just, duke it out with Ghidorah, and Mothra, and Rodan was just exactly what I wanted, and was sort of a big finale for me, just because, I had been watching the same movies multiple times over and over again, which is, that's not bad. And it's great that those movies are still being able to watch, or able to be watched. But just seeing, a big budget American movie of something that has controlled every financial decision you've ever made in the past 5 years is real awesome. Then you can also talk about it with your friends and not get looked at crazy. So, have him look over there. I think I might go for another few minutes, then I'll call the stream quits, just because I don't know. So does anyone know the names of the middle and the left head, or the right head? Because obviously this one's Kevin right here. Does anyone actually know the names, if there are names for the heads, the other two heads? Because I'm interested to know if there are any, or if there is. down a little bit. Kevin looks a little derpy just because of the jaw. He has a bit of a slack jaw. Man, their heads are out of focus. There we go. Well, guys, for anyone who's watching, I think I'm gonna call it quits on the stream. Did have fun, but took a little bit getting used to and just being, fiddling with settings and stuff. So, if anyone is watching this, thank you for sticking through the whole thing. It was, it isn't a exactly entertaining stream. It's just me animating for an hour. My apologies if it wasn't the most entertaining thing ever. But I just wanted to test out the new software I got, Open Broadcast software or something. So, actually that Ghidorah animation doesn't look too bad, at least the first part. And so, yeah, again, guys, thank you for watching the stream. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but yeah, so I guess I'll be streaming later because this was fun. So until the next time, Kaimo Films out.